Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And today we are doing a list we've already done a couple times in the past, but I think it's an interesting one to do probably about every year, every other year kind of thing. Mostly because I like to see what you're interested in playing. And if you could see from the title, it's 10 games in our game night game bag, so I don't know, I kind of think of it as games that we're wanting to play, and we'll see with mine. I kind of have a few different kind of category type things I am trying to fulfill with mine. I guess I don't know exactly how you made your list, but we made sure we did not have crossover. So we got 10 total games here.
Put them all in your bag or put 5 in. Just
right. I don't know.
That's fine.
I don't know if all of mine would probably fit together, but I don't know if they would also fit 5 more games. I don't think there's enough room. One of mine is a little bit larger.
Oh boy.
I guess, how did you do yours?
I guess I kind of did it as like a category. So like I did maybe like a scale, like an easy game, a harder game, a game that does this, the game does that. So it's not necessarily games that I want to bring to game night, and I might tailor it a little more depending on like if I know who we're going to game night for. So I built this bag kind of like as you're going to play games with people you haven't really before, maybe they're new to their hobby, so here are some games that I kind of thought would be good as like a first time game night.
Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily did that, but we can give our reasons as we go through these games. So let us know what's in your game night game bag currently based on either these, of how you feel about these categories that we bring up, but I can start off, I suppose. And my first one is a game that I haven't played in a while, but it's one that I may potentially have to play in Vegas this year in the World Series of Board Gaming, and that is Raw. So the reason this one's in my game night game bag is mostly that, to get a practice game of it in, but also hoping that, I guess when I'm thinking of the game night in this case, we're gaming with more people than just the two of us, because a lot of our games are played at 2-player, and Raw is not really designed for 2-player. So yeah, if we got like a group of 4 or maybe 5 even, this is a game that I'd like for that circumstance. And yeah, my reasoning is that I do really like Raw. I don't know that the people we played it with in the past liked it quite as much, so that is a little bit more of a hard draw. But that's why it's on my list. I think it's a really good game, and I think it could be approachable too. If you haven't played many board games, I think most of it makes sense. Yeah. Kind of bidding for these tiles and want to do some kind of rummy sets.
That's true.
Yeah.
Rummy sets. I didn't think of it that way. All right. Well, my first game in the bag is, you got to have a filler game, right? Because if you pack nothing but 2-hour games, you're probably going to get nothing played other than like one game. So I put Panda Royale in as our filler game, and that's just a dice chucking game. So it has a high player count. It is very simple to play and learn, and I think it's just kind of if you have fun with it, then everyone at the table probably can have fun with it. It's kind of just like luck of the roll, and so I think it's a nice kind of evening balancer, I guess I would call it. Just kind of a palate refresher after something heavy.
Getting a little closer to kind of party style game. That's a solid one. I'm trying to remember when we last did this list, and when we first got Panda Royale, because I feel like this would be a good game for that list. And I'm trying to remember when we did it last, because it might have even made the list last time, but I don't know.
Well,
I didn't go back and look to see what we had picked before, so
stay solid.
Yeah, that is a good option. And mine is kind of in a similar vein there, and this one's more one that we've played a couple times recently, and I think it's went over well. But this one's maybe a little bit more dependent on your group and whether or not they've played Texas Hold'em and what their thoughts are of that game. This is The Gang, so it's a cooperative version of Texas Hold'em, where you all have a poker hand, and you use these chips to show kind of how strong or weak your hand is, and you try to get pretty much all the hands in order from strongest to weakest hand. So it's a lot of fun, especially if you know how to play Texas Hold'em, if you really like Texas Hold'em. It's a fun way to not have to be playing like for money or something, because I think that is the problem with poker. I don't know that you had not really played
No.
poker at all
No.
prior to that, but if you don't have money on the line, it totally changes it because you just have like chips and it's meaningless. I don't know why it doesn't work like other games because I don't know. It's just like, no, I'll just go all in, and you don't really care.
It's
But
like
if
the
you have
art
money
of
on the line, it's a little bit. Even if it's only like $1 or
and then
$5.
there's bluffing and stuff that comes with that.
Yeah.
The game is cooperative.
Yeah.
So like
so there's
it
no
flips
bluffing.
that.
If that's your favorite part of the game is kind of reading people and stuff. I mean, you get a little bit of that, but you're working together, so you're not really trying to deceive other people. So it is a little bit different. If you like that part of poker, then yeah, that is not in this game. But it's one that's gone over well recently, so I thought, you know what, keep that in the bag, keep getting it to the table a few times. And I think it's got like some extra module things that you can add on, and it makes me think of maybe the crew. I haven't actually looked into them, but I am assuming it's kind of like, oh, you have to do this, so that it, you know, kind of gives a little less information, kind of muddies the information a little bit. So it's like, why did they take that chip and now they took this chip or whatever? How strong is their hand? So I think that could be interesting.
Yeah, that's a good one. I almost put it in, but Panda Royale beat it out for the game. My next one is a game that I adore, and I think it's super palatable to a lot of people, and that is Cartographers. I put...
I'm just assuming this one's been on your list 3 times.
Probably, but... Come on now. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
It is a good one for this kind of thing.
One of the requirements for my bag is that it has to have a verb and
It has to have my favorite game.
No, it has to have a verb and right. And so when I was thinking about the verb and rights, I was like, you know what? Cartographers also has polyomino shapes. And with all of the different boards, because we have the hero expansion, whatever stuff, like there's so much variability in this and like how you can play it. So I just throw this in the bag. I would throw this in the bag because it's just a solid option. Like if you just don't have enough time to play another long game and you don't want to play a filler game, Cartographers is really that happy medium of like you get something that's that uses your brain, but not something that you're going to sit at the table for 2 hours for. So,
yeah, that's a good one, and yeah, I think it's continued to be a good one because of those reasons, where it's got that kind of those different things. Because yeah, I think we got even like map packs on top of just the Heroes expansion. So yeah, I think we have like 5 or 6 options of maps, front and back, I guess. So
all the
10.
content.
But yeah, that is a good choice for this. And my next one. Some people might not love the choice, but I've just been really surprised by this one this year and had a lot of fun with it. And I think this one could be good if you are maybe playing with a younger crowd, maybe similar to like Panda Royale, where it's mostly dice rolling. You'd probably have to get someone to do maybe the math for kids, but I think kids would probably just like rolling a lot of dice and hoping for big numbers. But this one is Drop It, and it's been surprise hit of the year for me. You're just dropping like in a Plinko type board or Connect 4. You're dropping these shapes of your color in, and you're just trying to avoid touching other shapes of others of the same shape or your color. You don't want to hit those things, and there's kind of walls on the side that also have your color and stuff. You just don't want to hit those, and then you score points based on how high up it is, because as the game goes on, you're kind of stacking them on top of each other, and it gets to be more and more points, so it really probably matters more what you do towards the end of the game versus the beginning.
Well,
not as meaningful when, I got 1 point at the beginning. It's not quite as much as getting 5-6 points at the end of the game. Those are a little bit bigger, but yeah, I've just had a blast with this one, and I think this one is definitely probably my family style game on my list. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Go check it out if it seems to interest you at all, because I just had a little bit of interest at a convention we went to, and then I'm like, let's just try it, and it blew me away. I don't know why. It doesn't really make sense that it did.
Shapes
but
would
it did.
be an equivalent of like tapestry for you.
Exactly.
All right, well, my next one, I kind of cheated just a little bit, so I got 2 games on this slot.
Oh, wow.
And that's because...
That sounds like a pepper move.
I know,
I've never heard one.
I know it, but I did it because it's I already have 2 kind of lighter ones, and so I kind of was like, well, depending on the group you're playing with, this one or that one. So I have 2 games, Nidavellir or Path of Civilization. So Nidavellir, I think, is maybe a little bit lighter, but has like a really great element and like set collection piece to it. But if you think your group wants like something like the meat of the night, like something to spend the time on, I would say Path of Civilization, because it is a little bit heavier. It's not like super heavy, but it is heavier than the games that I've mentioned so far, and it has a really nice methodology of like logically how you play it. It has like a really nice A to B to C to D, like here's all the steps. It makes a lot of sense with your cards and the moving up and the things that you can do. So I think it's also an approachable game that anybody who's like new to board game night, or it's a teachable game because of that logic. So I felt like this is a really good kind of heavier medium weight maybe game to bring. So that one or Nidavellir, depending on if your crowd is more like, we like to casually game, it's good, we like set collection, they like set collection, it's got a higher player count too, so it's a really solid game. I love Nidavellir. We haven't played it in a while, so it might have snuck onto my list for that reason.
Yeah, and to plug our top 80 of all time, which should be coming out in like a week and a half from when you're seeing this video, so you can subscribe if you want to stay tuned for that. Both those games will be on my list, and Path of Civilization was one that, as I was looking at last year's list, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even thought about this game, and it's amazing. How have I not played this one in a year? Because it is very easy. Like, it just do, and you're making good decisions, and it's just so quick and easy. I'm almost like, wow, I cannot believe I haven't even thought of this game it probably has almost been like a year since we played it, but it's a really good game. So I'm glad you have that on your list. We'll have to get that played if you're also thinking about it.
I am.
But my next one on the list is one that I want to get back to. We started this game, and this is a little bit different. This is a campaign game. I think on our past lists we have had sometimes a campaign game on there where it's like, multiple game nights, so you're kind of planning for maybe a month or 2, depending on how long it takes you to get through it. And this one is Ticket to Ride Legacy. We actually played the first 2 games of it. I don't know. I think it's like 10 or 12 total games, so I'm hoping to get this one in the game bag so that we can continue that and finish that up. That was my one thought. I was like, I think they'll fit, even though Ticket to Ride Legacy is a large one. I'm like, I think mine will fit. That's why I said I don't know if yours would fit, because I think that's going to take up much of the bag, a lot of the bag, so I might have to play that one at home. But yeah, I think it is a fun thing to do if you're going to play Legacy style games, maybe trying to get that kind of thing planned out to like, we need to try to meet maybe, every other week or something. It
drives the game night.
That way it can give you a reason, like, sometimes it's like, you want to have a game night, you want to do something. If you've got some Legacy game or whatever campaign game that we should get back to that, kind of forces you to do that sometimes. I guess sometimes people are like, well, it doesn't really force me, and people I was playing with, it didn't force them, and they left, and now they're gone, and now I can't finish the campaign. But I think this one, I think we are all liking it enough that we'd want to continue. So just want to get that one back to the table, and I think that's a good way to put a game night around where you have maybe a game or 2 of that main game, and then maybe one of these kind of lighter style games as well.
Yeah, that's a good call. I didn't put any Legacy games on my list, but I probably should have. Yeah, I didn't leave a slot for that, but...
Yeah, I think you were the one that did it last time, and I was like, I don't think I did, and I was like,
And then I forgot
that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, I think a Legacy game is great. Yeah, there's lots of amazing options, so... Okay, so my 4th one is It's a Wonderful World, and I probably have put this on just about every single one too, but it's so hard to beat, and I love this game, and we haven't played it in a while, so also that. But I also came at it from the angle, and this is one of the reasons I love this game, is that it's so approachable, and it's just like, there's cards, you pass them around, you get your resources, you pay, you get your cards, you get new resources, you do that over and over again, and it's just so lovely. adore everything about this game, and so it's approachable, it's fast, it's quicker at the same time being decently strategy driven, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
And we actually do have like a legacy game for this.
Like the expansion thing.
Yeah, so there you go. I sort of kind of have a legacy game on here. So
that's true. That is a good pick. Although now we haven't played it in a while with we usually have played this with my brother and sister-in-law. And now your brother has played a lot of it on Board Game Arena, and I'm like,
we might get destroyed.
I feel like we're going to really get destroyed now. I think he might have already been good at it before that, but now I'm like, oh boy, now he's really going to be good. So we might have to make sure we keep that one out of the bag if we're going against him. That is a good pick. And my last pick is one for me. And it's my heavier Euro-style game on here. It's one that I played once at the beginning of the year and want to get back to. It reminds me of another game that I've actually played quite a bit now this year. Recently got the app for Cascadia, and almost have like 100 games on there now.
Oh boy.
But this one is Life of the Amazonia, and it is from the people that brought us Wondrous Creatures last year, which was one of my favorite games of the year, and I think Life of the Amazonia will be, at the end of the year this year, also one of my favorites of the year. And yeah, I've just wanted to get back to it because it kind of has, you're still building your kind of landscape, kind of similar to Cascadia, and then you're attracting these animals onto your landscape and then trying to put them in certain spots to score points based on whatever their, this one needs to be close to a tree, or this one needs to be close to lily pads, or it needs to be next to 3 other animals or something. I just love those style of games. It just feels really cool to me, and the pieces and stuff are all really great. It's just been one that I've wanted to get back to, and put that one in there for me. That's what we're, outside of the legacy game, that's what we're starting our game night with.
Oh boy.
Get that crunchy one out of the way.
Yeah, well, and it's different than I think other crunchier games because you have that draw, the bag draw.
Bag system.
Element, so.
Which, from looking at it, I would not have thought that.
It's not just a simple worker placement game.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
You got the bag building, and then you got kind of the different token types that you pay for things with, depending on how they came out.
Right.
So, it kind of reminds me of another one. I don't think it's going to be on your list, but one that we could get back to that maybe is similar to those ones is Quacks of Puddlenberg. That one has not been
we should probably
played in a long while now. And that would be a great one for this list.
I would agree. Well, my last one, I had to put something a little bit co-op-ish, kind of something to end the night on. If you're mad at each other, a good way.
Mad at each other, wow.
Okay, not mad at each other, but you get
furious.
It's game night. You get competitive, okay? You need something so that you all end the night as friends. I recommend Between Two Castles.
Not the gang, Maggie? Wow.
I think the gang's good too, but I went a little bit heavier, given I had Panda Royale as the
bit heavier.
Heavier.
I feel like poker might actually be heavier than Between Two Castles.
Maybe.
Maybe not. I don't know.
But in Between Two Castles, you're basically working with the player on your left and your right to make the best possible castle.
Well, you got to call it our version, Between Two Castle Mad King Ludwig. Okay. Because I think that Stonemaier might have actually changed it now to just Between Two Castles.
Oh, okay. So we have Between...
Of the Mad King.
Of the Mad King Ludwig.
I think.
Yes. So you're working with 2 people at the table already, and so it's kind of nice because you kind of get to interact differently than you do with regular games, where you're kind of talking about what do we need for this one, where should we put this. So I feel like that's always kind of a nice game to have in the bag, because you get to interact differently than you do with other games, which is not something that I find is super common in a lot of the games. Obviously, they're competitive unless you're specifically playing co-op only. But I don't know. It's cute. It's fun. It's not super hard. It doesn't take very long. But you get to kind of hang out with the people on your sides as opposed to working against them.
Well, you still are kind of. You want to make sure your castles are even.
I know, but
there's
everyone's
still a winner at the end of the game. Hopefully,
there is still a winner, but
after you dominate both the people you just teamed up with.
Yeah.
Ultimate betrayal.
It does happen sometimes. No.
But no, that is another good pick. And I think this kind of leaned a little bit lighter than maybe some of the other years. Just with maybe a little bit quicker games overall.
Well, game night is, what, maybe 4 hours?
That's true.
I mean, if you've got
That's true. I don't think you're going to get all of these. Even though these are lighter, I don't think you're getting all of these played.
No, I don't think so.
In a single game night, unless you're really rushing through them.
I don't think so. But it's nice to have options.
Maybe a game day. Maybe a whole game day.
Yeah.
Get all these done. But yeah, let us know what you thought of our picks. What you would put in those kind of sort of category, light, or whatever categories we've kind of made up. What would you put in those ones? Could you fill your game bag with 10 games, or are your games going to be too large? But yeah, otherwise, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for that top 80 of all time list, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.